Hello everyone, welcome back to Touch the Fire Twice. I'm Joshua, and I'm here today to do my part 2 of my Bath & Body Works candle haul and first impressions. So from the May 2022 $12.95 candle sale, the Summer 1 initial floor set release of 3 candle collections, Oasis, Summer Vibes, and Sunshine and Daydreams. Part 1 of the video, I talked through the first 2 collections, Oasis and Summer Vibes. I talked through all of the scents in there, all 11 scents, including the 4 that I purchased. And then in this video, I'm going to be talking through the Sunshine and Daydreams candle collection. There are 6 fragrances in that collection, of which I purchased 5 of them. Some of them are returning, a couple of them are new or new-ish, but I wanted to be able to do my first impression on all of them. So this candle collection is, I think this could honestly end up being more popular than the Summer Vibes. The Summer Vibes is the really pretty, some interesting, intriguing names on scents, but I think, again, I only purchased 3 because I only liked 3. There were 3 I actively disliked, and of the ones I purchased, I didn't love those. Versus this Sunshine and Daydreams kind of collection, maybe people aren't initially as excited about it because the art direction is a little bit kind of standard for Bath & Body Works summer at this point. And there, a few of the scents are straight up returning classics, which is great because you want, say your summer Boardwalk to come back, but it's not necessarily the exciting, the new, where people say, oh, what is this new blend? Is this a repackage? Is this something entirely new? Like, what is it? So some of that kind of hype and excitement probably wouldn't be as heavy on this collection, though I think that it's actually better overall, why I purchased 5 of the 6 versus 3 of the 6. So this Sunshine and Daydreams kind of collection has caramel cream soda, chocolate banana mudslide, sea salt and sails, summer boardwalk, berry waffle cone, and orange pineapple punch. I will say right off the bat, the only one I did not purchase was orange pineapple punch. It's actually not online in this collection right now, though you can find it in the White Barn Core collection. I think that's been around for a while. I don't like it. I sniffed it in store. They actually did have it in this collection in my store. Notes on that one are tart orange juice, sweet pineapple, and vanilla sugarcane. Again, it just is that kind of what I get from Bath & Body Works sometimes these days is just kind of that flat sense to it. So yeah, you can smell it. It's supposed to be orange and some pineapple and some sort of, sugary sweetness, maybe vanilla, but it's just like the dial is turned down, not necessarily in strength, but just in quality of it. It's not a really tart, bright, fresh smelling orange juice or the pineapple that makes your mouth water or is so intoxicatingly, drippingly sweet. It's just, it's cheaper. The quality of the blend of the oil is not high end, which is fine. I mean, I have bought hundreds of these candles over the years. There's no judgment there, but it's, with the sale price and the coupon, these are $9.71 candles and they're still making great profit. So these don't cost a lot to make. Facts are facts. So, but orange pineapple punch, not for me. Don't like it. The idea, I could certainly like an orange or pineapple candle, but not good. I wish they would have gone back into the vaults, pulled out maybe Caribbean salsa from back in the day, or Island Nectar, or One of a Million. Go look at my Slacken & Co. From the Vault Hair Bring Them Back summer candle collection video from earlier this spring. They could have pulled back any of those into this collection and that would have been incredible. They didn't, that's fine. But let's start right from the jump with a new to me candle, though I think many folks are saying this is likely Vanilla Candy Cola, which I want to say may have been an online exclusive a year or 2 ago. It was in stores. I wasn't smelling it at the time. I've never sniffed it. So this is new to me, whether it's repackaged with a twist, or brand new, it is new to me. And the notes on this one, caramel syrup, bubbly cream soda, and rich vanilla. Now, caramel, I'm not always the biggest fan. I think, if you watch my channel, you know that, whether we're talking a caramel cake or anything sort of autumnal or holiday, caramel is, most of the time, it's not going to be my bag, but if done really well, like, say, Homeworks salted caramel cake, which I think should be the Tres Leches caramel cake, I can really, really get into it. So I'm not that, I guess I'm picky in some ways, but I don't have a particular wheelhouse where it's like, oh, I just really prefer florals or really prefer the gourmands or fruities. I love all of it. I just am really picky within each of those categories of what I like, I suppose, but I'm open to everything. So caramel cream soda. I like the idea of, cream soda is interesting. Soda in candles, effervescence in candles, I personally just find really interesting because they can be really good when done well. And this is pretty good. I would say it does kind of remind me, if there was a vanilla cola candy scent, I can see this being that, in the sense that, it's almost like if you ever had some of those those Haribos that have like either root beer or just cola gummy candies. that's sort of what you get from this, is that cola flavor, which really is usually only good if you're craving like a soda, like a Coca-Cola or Pepsi or whatever. I don't drink soda much, probably almost ever anymore. I just don't really crave it. But that taste, of course, like that is soda, right? Like Coca-Cola, cola. That is what's in here, is like a cola. More so like a traditional, Pepsi or Coca-Cola versus cream soda. I guess they could say cola, because cream soda to me is very sweet. It's almost, caramel cream soda is like, well, okay, there's usually caramel coloring in your colas. I guess cream soda might be as well. But cream soda is usually just more of a really sweet, sister to root beer, but like just very creamy vanilla soda, essentially, with a little bit of a caramel edge to it, but not quite as spiced as like a traditional. And this really does smell like I'd say more towards like just a regular soda, cola. Not super crazy effervescent. It's almost a little bit of a creaminess to it. I think I like this. It's strange. Caramel, it's caramel only in beverage form, like maybe a shot, like a pump of caramel, the way that you would get, put it this way, if you were, say, at Starbucks, it's not the caramel sauce, like the thick, gloopy, like actual caramel, maybe having a little bit of milk solids in it, some butter, some sugar, heavy cream, something like that. That's actual caramel in sauce form. It's more the caramel flavoring, so it's more of a simple syrup. So it's a sugar base with hopefully authentic, but maybe artificial flavorings of caramel in there. So just like a burnt sugar flavor to it. That's what I get in this, that type of caramel. And so there's, in sodas and in any kind of beverage, that can certainly be there. And there's a little effervescence, which again, I always appreciate. Not as much as like your summertime sodas, which are lemon lime, or even your champagne margarita, which is pretty much lemon lime soda for me. But I think I like it. A little bit bright, a little bit bubbly. The caramel doesn't weigh you down, because it's just saying, to me, it's more of like vanilla cream soda with a little bit of caramel. So it's a blend almost between cream soda and just, honestly, Coca-Cola, really. But candy. They could have called this like, well, vanilla candy cola. I keep saying vanilla cola canda. Vanilla candy cola actually would be the most accurate name for this. So based on that, I could see them being the same, because it smells more like a candy. Interesting. I'll give it a shot. I like the uniqueness of it. Then we'll go through, I won't do in-depth in this. Maybe I'll do in-depth in this at some point. I probably did years ago, but wouldn't hurt to go through it again maybe this summer if I do some from the vaults, even though it's still available. But Summer Boardwalk, the big old classic. This is one of the most popular summer scents. Started in the American Boardwalk Collection 2012, Slack & Co. and Bath & Body Works, and is just such a hit. So the notes here that they list in the current form are caramel glazed popcorn, warm taffy apples, salty sweet cream. They've added a few different things off and on through the years. The scent has stayed primarily the same. This is a caramel scent that I like, because there's enough of the apple with a bit of the freshness of the buttery popcorn and just that, like that taffy, that it's nice. This is one that historically, I don't know, I haven't burned one in recent years because I had a bunch from back in the day, but it's one of those scents that it will throw throughout your home. You'll blow it out, you'll leave, you'll come back, and you'll still sniff it, which is, there are pros and cons to that, I think. But Summer Boardwalk, this is just so classic now. And it is that Boardwalk vibe. I love that collection. That's one of my top favorite collections at Bath & Body Works of all time. It was just such a wonderful, actually a review when it came back in 2019 in the semi-annual sale. Most of the scents came back. You can check that out, where I talked a bit about the comparing, but it was the American Boardwalk collection because it had the foodie scents, it had your, more beachy scents, it had the luxurious, the nighttime scents, it had the edible scents, the gourmands, the fruits, the florals, just top notch. And luckily some of those scents still do come back. Summer Boardwalk is one of them. Always a fan of that. Would recommend that to anyone who appreciates a gourmand, for sure. Then we'll go to, along those lines, let's say this is like the, more contemporary version in some ways, as far as popularity and a little bit of execution of Summer Boardwalk, and that is Berry Waffle Cone. So this was really popular. I think maybe it went to even Body Care at one time. And it came out, and then I think it was kind of under the radar, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 years ago, then kind of blew up, then was supremely popular, and then I think maybe wore out its welcome a bit, because it was one of those candles where they made so many of them that, go to some annual sale, and there were a ton just sitting around 1 or 2 years ago. And I only had purchased it, I think, for the first time maybe last year, because when I sniff it, to me, well, I'll get into that. Berry Waffle Cone, sweet summer berries, golden waffle cone, creamy vanilla. Okay, so you're expecting it to be vanilla ice cream and a waffle cone with some summer berries, probably summer berry like compote or sauce on top. For me, it is a really beautiful scent. It's almost cloying because it is quite sweet. What they don't list in here, which I wish they could just tweak it just a tiny bit, because this is for me actually more of an autumnal, maybe year round, but more of an autumnal scent. So they always have it, it's super summery. You know, they've got these hot air balloons on here. The berries, it's always bright and summer festival style with the marketing of this scent. But to me, what's not listed in here that is incredibly right down the main line with this one, straight for me, is there are warm baking spices in this. That's where I think a lot of, honestly, the golden waffle cone comes in, is it is a spice waffle cone. To me, there is unquestionably, there's a bit of clove, nutmeg, cinnamon in here, warm baking spices. Not your red hot, not your candied cinnamon, but your, you know, pie spices, essentially. Nutmeg, clove, cinnamon. Almost, and maybe quite honestly, some ginger. Like it almost smells a little like ginger snap. Like this waffle's made out of like ginger snap batter. Beautiful, I really like it, but it's not really summery to me, and it doesn't smell straight up like a waffle cone. Like you walk into any ice cream shop, you know the smell of those fresh, or they're making the waffles fresh and they're folding them, whether it's bowls or cones, you know that scent. This is sweet like that, but again, it's like they purchased or blended the really pretty fragrance, and then they decided to market it as berry waffle cone. And I just think that was not, I guess you could argue it's not the wrong choice, because clearly it's incredibly popular and people love it, but it's just mismatched for me, because it has all those beautiful baking spices. And I don't get much in the way of berries. If I do, it's like a cooked down berry, or like you cook down your berries and your blueberry, and you added a little bit of cinnamon to that. And that's kind of what I get from this. Like the berries are maybe there, but they're like a cooked berry for sure. Or like the berries, they're in a hand pie kind of berry. And I just can't get over the baking spices. I keep smelling it because it's so good. Just a bit of a strange name for me. So it's like, for me, I guess I'll burn it in the summer, but it's very much like an early morning scent because it's heavy. It's a bit cloying. This isn't like a mid-afternoon scent for me because it's so heavy and so sweet that it leans almost more towards the fall. So if they could just tweak it a little bit, change the name, great fall scent. Reminds me a little bit of like the brown sugar allspice from 2014, 2015, kitchen spice from over the years. It's kitchen baking spices for me across the board. Then two more in here. We've got chocolate banana mudslide, which I believe some folks have said that this is maybe a repackage or repackage with a twist of some other chocolate banana sundae scents that have come out. Typically, at least the past couple of years, Bath & Body Works, banana and chocolate, like they've done a lot of their post, say like Sweet Shop 2014, like that bakery collection. The other bakery collections I've not been super hot on for the most part, maybe some here or there, but the ones that have, you know, a lot of like the bundt cakes and the bananas and the angel food cakes and the key lime pies and the chocolate, most of those I haven't been too super hot on, and didn't purchase probably most of those, although key lime pie stuff I might have. Or even like the, I don't know, was it like the tiramisu or the cannolis, which was more like a s'mores scent from way back. I haven't purchased many of those, so I can't say, I trust the reviewers who have said that, but for me, I don't really know those recent ones as much to be able to do a direct comparison, so I'll just give more of like a fresh blind sniff for me on this. And they say frozen bananas, chocolate syrup, crushed ice, and splash of rum. I wish this were stronger. I do get the banana. I really want, I guess it's hard to do. I want fresh, authentic bananas. You almost always get banana that is gonna be, I'd say like in Homeworks Banana Daiquiri, which I may review that. I have that candle, I have not reviewed it, but if you're interested in that, let me know. The banana in that is not a fresh banana, it's not a candy banana, it's more of a banana liqueur. This leans more toward like a candied banana, kind of like your Runts, you know, or like a Laffy Taffy, which I don't hold against them because that's usually when people are sniffing banana, that's what they want. Like if you smell true banana, unless it's like a banana bread, people are usually thinking more of the candied banana. So I get that. Chocolate? I don't get a lot of chocolate. I wish there were more. Like honestly, they could throw in, especially for a mudslide, give us a little bit of that hot cocoa and cream chocolate. That could work because a mudslide, I mean, if you're gonna do a mudslide, I mean, there's many variations, but like maybe some Baileys, maybe some Kahlua, maybe a chocolate liqueur, probably some vodka, you know, maybe chocolate syrup. I probably would just skip it and do like a chocolate liqueur. All that to say, the hot cocoa chocolate could work for a drinking chocolate like this. So I wish they actually would have done some of that. That powderiness would have been welcome in my mind. I don't know that I would, if I didn't know this was called banana chocolate mudslide, I would think I would get the banana. I wouldn't probably pick out the chocolate. It leans a little bit towards like the artificial chocolate, almost like the chocolate chip cookie. If you saw that video. Now the rum, sometimes they'll throw, I mean, they had tequila lime cupcake and there was no tequila in that tequila lime cupcake candle. It was just a key lime pie basically. When they mention alcohol, a lot of times you don't smell it. Sometimes you do. Back in the day, like Tropical Spice sometimes had some rum in it, or some of their tropicals had a bit of rum. And really with that, you're not getting, the booziness you're getting is not an alcohol burn. It's going to usually be an aged alcohol that it's going to be in like either oak barrels or something like that, where you're going to get the baking spices or the caramel notes or the buttery notes that are going to come from being aged in wood is what usually you're going to get. When there's a rum in here, it's probably not going to be your silver rum. It's going to be an aged rum because you're getting more of like those bottom notes. And maybe just a little bit, I suppose, of a rum in here. There's a little something that's not the chocolate. Heavy on creaminess, but kind of a generic creaminess. I suppose bananas could be creamy. So I don't know. This one, I feel like the name, I don't know if it makes sense to me. I'm curious if they've named this other things or if their research and development team, I'm curious what they were considering, if anything. Because I think a lot of times with many companies, as we've seen in recent news that has come out with some folks, is it's not always that they're saying, this is the blend I want to make, let's build that scent. They might say, let's build something that has these type of notes, build something amazing, and then they'll say, okay, what does this smell like? Okay, it could be in this family, it could be in that family. What was it actually built using? What does it seem like? And what would be the best thing to market it as? Either as this is the most authentic or this is the most marketable. Usually it's gonna be the most marketable. I prefer it to be the most authentic, but these are all companies making a buck. So in that sense, I'm curious what other options they would have had to call this, if there'd be something that I would maybe agree with more. It's inoffensive. It's not particularly strong. You've got some banana, the creaminess, and again, either the chocolate or the rum, something in there. I'll burn it. I'll give it a shot. I hope it really warms up when it's lit and melting. I don't know. We'll see. And then finally, we go into really just the one kind of more conceptual from this collection, Sea Salt and Sails. This is strong. Notes on this: ocean sea spray, aloe vera nectar, and driftwood. So what's different, this is not your driftwood of this, which honestly is like mahogany with some driftwood in it. This is a true driftwood. Now, true driftwood, the idea of driftwood in fine fragrance is really about what the idea evokes. Because if you're smelling washed up wood on the seashore, it probably is going to smell like not much, or just musty seawater or fish or seaweed or something, or kelp. So really the note in fragrance evokes kind of visions of that saltiness, the lightness, watery, maybe a little bit of mustiness in there as well, and a bit of an earthy, but like an aquatic, salty earthy. Stormy seas, it's bleached woods, light, beach inspired. So some sort of wood, but aquatic, maybe a little bit of ozonic to it. Same thing with sea spray. Sea spray is going to be probably a little bit of some florals in there. They might not call them out on something that is more conceptual, that leans in this direction, but it could be a little bit of lotus or some jasmine, even something really light, like a spring lily or something like that. Could find its way into sea spray, ocean sea spray, but certainly that saltiness and a bit of that ozonic air mixing with the sea spray, because sea spray is the water through the air. And then what else they say? Aloe vera. That's really just a green, almost tropical vibe. I don't really get much of that. Like certainly a dewiness, a stickiness to it, a little bit of maybe a bitterness. And think of like what a cucumber brings, but a little bit more rich. Named well for a conceptual blend. Probably similar to other beachy. I hate to use the word cologne, but it's what it's the shared language, it's the common language we use in as candle enthusiasts. It's fresh, it's bright, it's strong, not really herbal. It doesn't lean as heavy as any of the mahoganies that have the oaks and the lavenders and some leathers in them. It's fresher, it's brighter, it's got like maybe a sheer musk to it, a little bit, probably like an ambergris or something in there almost, to bring like the oceanic vibe. I like this. The more I'm sipping it, I like it. This is like, you think of, your favorite men's cologne, but like the sport version of it is gonna be like this. It's gonna be a little bit lighter, that sheer musk, a little bit of a wood, dewy, and some floral in there. Probably, again, like I'm thinking like a lotus or water lily in there. I like it. We'll see how it burns. Hopefully it stays as, I'd say, complex as I really think this could be. Again, they throw notes like ocean sea spray, aloe vera, and driftwood. And that oh yeah, it smells like that. No, go a little deeper. Like really challenge yourself and like again, like you're tasting wine or something to really see what is in there. Because there's actually a lot going on in these scents. It's just harder to figure out what is in them, and there's no way to confirm one way or the other the 10 notes that were made to build this. But I do like it. I'll give this a shot. It's something a little bit different, and it is fresh and strong for sort of a rainy, dewy summer day, maybe a little cooler or an evening. So that's Sea Salt and Sails. That is the full collection. That is all 5 here and 4 from the other, all 9. Let me know what you purchased, if you like any of them, don't like any of them. If there's any where you're really curious of knowing kind of a post-burn review or my follow-up impressions on, I'll be happy to kind of comment back to anything you ask once I burn them. And until next time, take care.